Hello, dear friends. Today is November 23rd, 2024, in the year of the Lord. I'm here today to relay a very important message, and that is regarding the deception that has been spread around that Christ is not going to return. And there are many, many channels out there who are making videos stating that Christ's return is actually part of the awakening within us. The truth is, my dear friends, that's a very, very big deception. Okay? And we know what Paul said in the last days, there will be a great deception. People will be hearing things that it's pleasing to their own ears, and they're not going to want to accept the truth, and they're going to stray from the truth. So there is a mystery in the second return of Christ that actually, truly, some words that have been used by both the disciple John and Zachariah, and that clearly states that there is a state of mourning at Jesus' second return. I've mentioned before in all of my videos, and I still mention it again, anything that happens in the spiritual, it actually manifests in the physical. So we are going to see the second return of Christ in the physical manner. And we find that in Revelation chapter 1, verse 7, where it states, "Look, he's coming with the clouds. Every eye will see him, including those who pierced him, and all the tribes of the land will mourn him." Well, this is where the mystery lies. It's very important for people to understand. So if I'm happy to see my Lord returning, why am I going to mourn? Unless I strayed from the truth and I did not accept him. And we pierce Christ when we actually take on other doctrines and astray from the truth. That's when we pierce Christ. Not just the physical piercing, but also the spiritual piercing. Here's another cross-reference, and that's from Zechariah chapter 12, verse 10. "And I will pour out on the house of David and on those living in Jerusalem a spirit of grace and prayer, and they will look to me whom they pierced. They will mourn for him as one mourns for an only son. They will be in bitterness on his behalf, like the bitterness for a firstborn son." Why on earth anyone would feel bitterness when they see their own Lord and Savior returning for the second time? Unless I strayed from the truth, unless I went after false doctrines, unless I rejected the truth that Christ will actually return. And now that I see him in the heavens, I'm bitterly crying. That's because once I spread lies and deception. Let's see what Paul is talking about in his letter to the Hebrews. Chapter 9, verse 28. "So also the Messiah, having been offered once to bear the sins of many, will appear a second time, not to deal with sin, but to deliver those who are eagerly waiting for him." So I'm going to be very happy because I'm eagerly waiting for my Lord's return. So for me, I'm not going to be mourning. I'm just going to be very happy. Now let's see what happened with the disciples when Jesus ascended to heaven. This is Acts chapter 1, verse 10 and 11. Some Bibles, they have verse 11, some Bibles don't. So I want you to be careful with that. "As they were standing into the sky after him, suddenly they saw two men dressed in white standing next to them. The men said, 'You Galileans, why are you standing staring into space? This Yeshua, who has been taken away from you into heaven, will come back to you in just the same way as you saw him go into heaven.'" Go to part 2 so we can talk about this.